Hi guys, it's me Ren, and welcome to my channel NER. So yeah, basically it's me right now standing outside of my university, and I'll try to make my video quick, but sometimes a lot of issue happen here and there, and making me keep on recording, so maybe I'll miss some point eventually. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, yesterday I'm supposed to get a video about it, but I forgot, or somehow I couldn't, so that's why today right now I need to record another video about it as well. So yeah, right now I'm standing outside. It's not really somewhere private, so that's why I want to make it quick. So basically talking about today I want to talk about the number 430. So in the past, True Mother did talk about a number 430, and so then what was the number talking about? Basically from True Mother, 430 is as an individual, and somehow recently they have a update, and the update is because they received the inspiration from True Father. So basically how they determine that, oh, that's from True Father. So basically how they do is that they have a team of a devotion team in CHEONBO Training Center. So basically yeah, for those who know, CHEONBO Training Center is a place for us to set up our own spiritual devotions, and yeah, people just go there. And in Chinese way we talk about it is that you go to the Buddhists, they will just have a kind of practice is that you go to the mountain and you just interact together with the nature, and because of that, so somehow you're having a much more clear inspiration here and there. Yeah, the same type of ideas go to our church. Yeah, so basically the same thing. Yeah, so they doing devotion, and somehow when they all having the same inspiration in the prayer, and they don't really pray. I mean, they don't really do announcement because one of them got inspiration, but it's like a group of them at the same time having the same type of inspiration. So that's why they claim that, okay, yeah, it is really that spiritual being, either True Father or some of the true children in the spiritual gave the inspiration to them. Yeah, so basically it's come from it. And somehow True Mother mentioned about the individual 430, and right now it's a 10 lines of a couple 430. It's not family yet, if I'm not mistaken, but somehow it's as a couple. So what does it mean as a couple? So as an individual, you only have 4 lines of 430 for the ancestor liberation and blessing, but right now it extends into 8 lines of it. So 4 for yourself and 4 for your partner, I mean your spouse. So is that ancestor liberation and blessing. So because in an easy way to talk about it, I need to say about it. So blessed family, we receive blessing, but because we have a lot of a chain from our ancestor, so that's why we need to liberate them in a sense. So those chain of sin, they don't bind onto us. So yeah, that's the most basic idea about it. And how many generations you need to do onto it is around 430. Why 430? Because you are trying to make the inspiration work until until you can't that how can I say that, until we can reach until Adam and Eve in a sense. But we know in calculation it don't really reach until Adam and Eve in a sense. And human history is not only 6,000 years, even we say 6,000 years, a generation in between. Some of it because of the wartime, the generation gap is really small. People don't really live a 20 years together. Children maybe 10, maybe 15. It's much more shorter. Right now it's around average of 30, but in the past it's much more shorter. The gap is much more shorter. So yeah, it just happened in this way, and because of it, 430 is it's not really making it, but somehow yeah, it already deal with most of the ancestors all around the world. Yeah, so that's the basic of it. And at the same time, the ancestor liberation and blessing, what we mean about it, it means the 4 lines of per individual. So 4 lines, what does it mean? It means that the father side, mother side, father side grandmother, and the mother side grandmother. Yeah, so there's 4 lines of couples, and they will just go on to the father side every time. Yeah, so it just goes this way. That's the basic idea of it. And after your ancestor liberation, so what's next? True Mother always talk about heavenly travel messiahships. So that's how we form the CHEONBO couple. So if you form the first 5 lines, so it means that the 5 lines of the 430, it means that you already succeed as a CHEONBO couple somehow. As a basic way, they have more terms and conditions inside, especially in the at the witnessing and blessing part of the 430 couples. Yeah, there is, but somehow, yeah, it just somehow that's the 430 that from inspiration from True Father. Yeah, this is the individual. So you come to the couple, it means the 8, and the number 9 is the HTM. Yeah, this is how the 430 being formed. And what's the number 10? The number 10 of the 430, maybe you can make a guess. Maybe somebody will say that Central Evil Spirits. I thought that so, but they didn't mention about it. Basically, why? Because whatever, like your ancestor hurt somebody, those people looking you as a descendants, being blessed as a blessed family, and somehow you are being blessed, and they are not really satisfied with it. So that's why we say that if we just say the Central Evil Spirits 430, we just liberate them, only 430 of them, it's not really logical. Okay, in terms of money, yeah, there's much more bigger money of it, to be honest, yes. But at the same time, if you think about it, your ancestor, yeah, you have 430 generation of it. So at least you need to have 2 of them to form into 1 pair. So it means like 860, and you have 4 lines of your ancestors. So it means like 1720. Yeah, so it's 1720 in total. Yeah, so you have so many ancestors, and you can't confirm that every ancestor are they only hurt 1 people or 2 people. You don't know. And at the same time, another thing that I think is like truly amazing or like interesting is if you look at this era, suddenly the victimhood become so powerful. It's not the power right now. Right now it's like a victimhood, and we're giving a lot of authority onto the victims right now in this era, and they're gaining more powers. And if you try to think about it, everything that happened on the earthly world, it don't happen randomly. Because of the spiritual world, there's something happening as well. So somehow the victimhood, they come out and they try to claim that whatever reason, they're making them into victim. And maybe in the spiritual world, there are something similar really that going on the same way, really like the same way. So that's how like we say, all the ancestors, they might face the same kind of judgment. Maybe they just like, yeah, I did something wrong. Then the next day, another guy that in his lifetime, he don't really remember that person, but somehow that spiritual being just claimed that, yeah, you hurt me, you made me hurt, your word, just one of your sentence made me hurt. Yeah, and what we can do, because the accusation will just keep on forming and will just keep on stacking up. So the only thing you can do, yeah, liberate them. So somehow Central Evil Spirit, we don't list it into the number 10. And yeah, we didn't mention about how many days you need to join the 40 days somehow up until right now, because somehow 40 days is like a very strong Yongsong as well. So I'm not pretty sure. I only remember True Father said that for second gens, and maybe he means blessed children's, for you to, before to receive blessing, you need to understand your identity. And for you to understand your identity, at least you need to join like a three times of 40 days. If 3 times of 40 days you still fail to recognize your own identity, so basically you need to join half a year or even 1 year, 2 years of it. Yeah, it's much more longer. That's from True Father's word. So what is the number 10, 430? So basically it's the weekend workshop. So basically what's weekend workshop? It's much more like a workshop that concentrated with most of the contents and chanyangs. So somehow, is it the same grace as 40 days? No, not really, because 40 days is that you are trying to forming a culture. No matter you're joining like a spirituality 40 days or like a normal 40 days, you are trying to forming a culture as well. It's not something that you are trying to just get rid of the spirits. It's not something like really like get rid, but like liberate the spirits. Yeah, it's kind of different. So both, you can liberate spirits, but with a little bit different different purpose onto it. So basically that's how it formed. Yeah, the 10, 430. And yeah, so basically another thing, a fun fact for you to understand as well why the logic works. So basically the spirits, when they come into your body and they really want to like settle down, it takes around like 40 days. So the spirits, why 40 days? Somehow maybe because the spirits, like if you know the window for them, right after they pass away and they want to really get into the spiritual world, they only have a period of 40 days. And somehow, yeah, most of the spirits, they are wandering around, they don't know about spiritual world, so that's why they stuck in the earthly world. There's a lot of people who are spiritually eye open. Yeah, you can go to ask them, but I don't really know about it. And it's not only inside our church. There's a lot of like support from outside of the church. Those with the spiritual eyes open, they mention about it as well. Yeah, so there's something pretty interesting, I would say. And so for them to settle down, it's 40 days. So within this 40 days, as long as you can liberate them somehow, because you don't form a culture, you don't form a habit, so it's much more easy for you to change, much more easy to be back to what your original state of it. So yeah, that's the basic thing, talking about the 10, 430. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good thing. A lot of people who are missing Chanyang, yeah, please join the weekend workshop as well. Weekend workshop right now, because they knew the number of 430 since True Mother mentioned about it since last year. I mean this year. Sorry, it's this year, 2026. And CHEONBO Training Center. Originally, they only opened for one online weekend workshop a month, and right now they open for two times, and with VOD. Was mean VOD or VOC? Anyway, something like a recording, and you can replay it 1 day after the event. So yeah, you don't really need to be worrying about it, and you are supposed to like keep on like joining the weekend workshop in this way. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. See you all then. Yeah. Hope you all just enjoy it.